mustache. Hi guys, everybody out in internet land and Facebook face. Oh. What?
We're in Nashville.
Nashville. We realized that we haven't updated since Gulfport,
Panama City.
so maybe we should update them on. No, I think we haven't updated since Gulfport.
Oh, okay.
So we're just gonna update you. Well, in Gulfport we did some cool things, hooked up with some cool people, and helped out here and there. God's doing a lot of cool things in Gulfport with the community there, with the church community, and just giving the church a really big heart for service. And a lot of that had to do with the hurricane stuff and stuff. Then from Gulfport, we stayed there about a week, and we met some really cool people. Brad and Cindy.
Shout out to Brad and Cindy.
And Gabe and Ashley and whoever else.
John.
Bye. Yeah.
John.
Hey, I mean.
Oh wait. And
Steve.
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Will Smith. We used your tent.
Yes. Okay.
Thanks.
So then from there we went to Panama City, and that place is scary.
Yeah.
Oh, but shout out to Chase.
And
Yeah.
Mary Sue.
And Tabitha.
And Tabitha. We met some cool people.
Guy who gave us $10.
And Todd, the Sand Dollar Man.
Yeah. Panama City is really touristy. It's kind of like if Dallas and New Orleans had a baby on the beach. It's kind of gross.
It's really gross. People just. Oh, Kat has a story about throwing up. Someone throwing up.
We were driving down the street at like 2 a.m. in Panama
We were trying to find somewhere to sleep. We didn't know anybody in Panama City.
And I was driving down the road, and I was like, oh, I'll just ask this taxi driver for some directions. So I roll down my window, and I look in the cab, and it's like packed to the brim with like 20-year-old guys. And I was like, oh dear. And so I roll down my window, and as I'm doing this, the door swings open, and some guy just pukes all over the road. And I'm like, oh God. And then the light turns green and the cab just speeds off. He's like, I'm so sick of this. It's 2 a.m. I don't want to deal with puke in my cab.
Yeah. So we
True
wound
story.
up. I mean, we spent a good time on the beach. We had a good time on the beach. But what are you doing? Nick's kind of losing his mind.
You were doing it
I
too,
spit on the screen, so I was wiping it off.
I was just touching it.
I spit when I
affectionately.
speak.
I was just touching it.
It's because I'm
Stop
an
it.
actor. That's a sign of good enunciation.
Okay.
What the heck is a leisure activity?
Anyway, so we spent the night in our car in Panama City, and we're like, we're done with this, and we moved on to we went over to
100%.
Atlanta, Georgia. Didn't know anybody there, so we connected with one of Kat's friends.
Daniel.
Shout out to the Bushes.
Yeah, Bushes,
Thanks for the food.
and the place to stay.
Jack
And the
Bush.
place to stay.
In
And
Athens.
Bush.
We went over to
Relationships.
Athens. Really
Velcro
cool.
Bush.
We hung out with them. Looked for a place to work. Didn't really happen. Yeah, we haven't worked yet. So then from there, we spent. Oh man, my neck really itches. We spent about a week there, and then from there we went camping for the weekend. Last weekend we were camping, or this past weekend
In the Smokies.
in the Smoky Mountains.
We're not too good at camping. Well, we survived, but
I
there
think
was
we're
not
pretty
much
good
to
because
do.
Yeah,
we
dude.
weren't prepared.
We didn't have a pot,
Lord.
so we cooked in a tin can. We
ate
made rice
beans
in
and
a
rice.
tin can.
We ate beans and rice for 2 days
Oh,
over a fire.
They built a fire.
Everything was wet too. All the wood was wet.
I met
we
a
had
guy
to buy
named
some.
John.
Yeah,
we met a park ranger who taught us about bears.
yeah.
And Yogi Bear.
Yeah, something about Yogi
So it's pretty fun. But then when we were leaving, the morning we were leaving, we wanted to leave yesterday, which was Sunday, and early enough to get to church, to go to a church in Nashville, just to connect with some people, because I had made some phone calls to the contacts that Steve Shout out
Shout
to
out
Steve.
Steve.
Steve. It seems like there's
Steve.
always a Steve and a John anywhere. We're talking about Steve Knox.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Not speaking Steve with Steve from New Orleans.
Or Steve from
Or from
Gulfport. There's so many Steves and Johns. They come in pairs.
Yeah, all the contacts that Steve gave us were out of town or didn't answer their phone.
Yeah.
So we were going to go to church. And so we wanted to get up early enough, which was like 5 in the morning. I woke up. Well, actually, the night before, Nick's laying next to me in the tent, and he's like, it's going to rain. I was like, shut up, Nick. Shut up. Stop saying that. You're prophesying. And sure enough, like 2 in the morning, it just starts pouring down, raining, and we're just sitting there, and we're laying there like, oh, great. And I was laying there, I was trying to think of anything that we left out, and 15 minutes into like torrential rain, we're like, oh no, we left our shoes outside, so our shoes were soaked. So 5 in the morning rolls around, and it's still pouring down rain, and it's dark still. So we're like, no, we can't leave yet. We can't even see what we're doing. So we wait around a couple more hours, and it's kind of light out, and we try to pull everything into the car and take down our tent, and we got soaked, absolutely soaked. But then we rolled on in to Nashville and didn't know anybody, didn't know what we were doing. And hold on, we're gonna plug in the computer because we talk long, or I talk long. I talk so much, guys.
Yeah, you do. Talk more than a
There
woman.
you go.
Dude, it's snagged on that. That's why it's not coming out. Yeah, so we roll in.
Didn't know what we were doing.
Show up at some church called Midtown something. They meet in the skate park.
Oh, Michael W. Smith's skate park.
Yeah.
Where Thomas works.
Something like that, sure. Is that true?
Yeah.
Thomas works there?
Yeah.
Well, we roll into that church, and they offer us hot showers, which is generous, and we use their internet to then find Mosaic Church, which is hidden
In a restaurant.
This old restaurant that's like kind of creepy and possibly haunted. It used to be like, what did Thomas say? It used to be like a gay restaurant or gay bar called the Flying Dutchman. Anyway, we go back there. It's in like the back in their ballroom or something. We go ahead and back there and we meet some people who are really, really cool. We meet Saren and Rebecca.
Shout out. We can't say your last name.
Thanks for the pizza. We don't know your last name.
And your showers.
Yeah, thanks for the showers too.
And your dog.
And your awesome dog. And then who else we meet? Thomas and Dita.
Mm-hmm.
And Drew, the baby.
And kind of met Gary.
And 2 other
and
people
Johnny.
at lunch, but I don't remember.
But no Steve's.
Sorry. No Steve's here.
Because Steve left. He moved to Houston.
It's true.
Steve used to be here.
Right. So there was a Steve here.
Anyway, yeah, so we made good friends with Sarah and Rebecca and hung out with them all day. And Joan Tankersley, shout out to Joan,
Whoa.
hooked us up with one of her friends, Phoebe and Dave?
Who? What?
Phoebe and
Yeah,
Dave.
Phoebe and Dave.
Phoebe and Dave. And we're sitting in their house right now. And we're spending the night here. So, Kat's looking at something. Something about premarital counseling or something.
These people's kid is getting married, and I'm looking at his personal scores for his marriage
Don't
counseling.
tell him that.
Well, they left it on the coffee table.
It's reading material.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but you can't, like, figure anything out.
that's
You
about
can't
it. I know this is like a 10-minute
scientist.
video.
All right, deja vu. We gotta get wrapping this thing up.
Bye.
Freaking out.
Well, pray for us because we're really trying to get shifts at a Starbucks somewhere here. Because if we don't get shifts by the end of the week, Nick and I are out of a job.
It's true, and Starbucks around here are not so
People
nice.
in general around here are just kind of weird. People don't smile in Nashville
Sorry,
for some reason.
those people that are actually from
Don't know
Nashville.
why.
You probably know this already.
You probably do.
Anyway,
Kind of sad.
we'll try to keep you guys updated and such.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you guys later.
And help us to figure out what we're supposed to do here.
there's a lot of things that we could do, but we're not sure what we're supposed to do.
All right, bye.
Bye, mustache.